Look forward to it, Rod. You know, the horses there at Horse Haven, obviously very well loved. But what happens in other situations when an animal is no longer wanted and not cared for properly? We wanted to learn more about the rescue of horses in this area. Rod mentioned they do it there at Horse Haven. There's another nonprofit in Newburgh making a difference, focusing on rehabilitation and finding new homes for rescued horses. It's called Hoofprints in the Sand. Love the name. Jackie Lukens runs that group, and she's here with us in studio. First of all, Jackie, you were telling us something interesting about the way the horse was using its nose there in Rod's shot. What was going on?
They will, if you blow into their nose gently, they'll take your scent in. And sometimes they'll take their top lip and curl it all the way up. It's just hysterical, but that means they're smelling.
They're getting to know you a little bit.
They're getting your scent.
Right.
Tell us about the types of situations you see for horses needing rescue. What happens?
Somebody gets in over their head. They've got this nice little baby horse and they thought, oh, it's so cute and so wonderful and we'll just buy it and take it home. Then they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to train it. They don't feed it properly. They can get all kinds of diseases. They're just not prepared, and they don't. The main thing they need to do is realize that it is part of your family. You take care of that horse until the day it dies. There are too many people that just don't do that.
Which is generally how long? I mean, what's the life expectancy?
Oh, they can live to 30 or 40.
Wow, that's a long time. So
yes,
your organization comes in those situations and rescues them. How do you rehab these animals? What do you do next?
Well, we first see what level they are at riding. If you can ride them or not, if they have to be trained and you just have to start all over again. So you just look for the traits and you see how they are in the herd with everybody else. And that's where you start. You start basically with groundwork. If you have a round pen and you've been someplace so that you know how to round pen a horse properly, there's all kinds of maneuvers that you can do with them in that round pen. And you can actually, if you start with a horse that's decent conformation and a relatively good animal, you can be on them by the end of the day.
Wow, you have provided us some photos that we've been looking at of horses that are available for adoption now. How does that process work?
Well, first of all, we have to know who you are, what you're about. You have to have references, you have to have a farrier, a vet, and we have to come out and view your place. We don't want these horses to wind up back where they're going to be abused again or starved to death. And some horses, when they're starved for a certain amount of time, you have to start out all over again by hand feeding them. We had one horse that was 35 years old when we got it and thin, and the owner gave us 3 bags of grain with the horse. And all I could think of is, why on earth do you have 3 bags of grain when this horse is so thin?
I know you rely heavily on volunteers. You'll even have volunteers come out and help you care for the horses. Maybe someone can't take one to their property, but they can assist you in that way. How else do you keep your organization running?
We do a lot of advertising, at least we try to find volunteers and fit them up with what they want to do as well as what they're qualified to do. We do have some horses that are trained, and we let them ride them so that they can get some kind of perk out of just coming out and shoveling stalls, because we do that every single day, 365 days a year.
And it gives people a good look at the commitment it will take if they have a horse at home. Jackie Lukens from Hoofprints in the Sand. I know you have a page on Facebook. If you'd like to reach Jackie, you can do it there. Thanks for coming in.
Jackie.
Thank you.
We're back after this.